Hey everybody, welcome. This is my November live stream for Prescription Bourbon, and hopefully this starts out a little smoother than last month. I had a host spiel last month about everybody trying to remember that I'm doing this once a month, second Saturday of the month, calling these sipping samples on Saturday, and really been enjoying everybody showing up. Been getting close to 100 people every month, which has been great, more than I ever expected. I think this is the 5th month I've been doing this. I really should have started this 3 years ago. But last month I had a little snafu with the sound not working. And when I first started and I went through my whole spiel and all that, realized didn't have any sound and got that fixed and then got a little flustered. And I don't think I went back over all that, but just kind of talking, letting everybody get in here, arrive. I can see a couple of people here already. Eric Gunnarsson. I don't have anything to cheers you with yet, but welcome. And Bourbon Spice, welcome. Eric Mays. Hey, Eric, how you doing? Cheers, welcome. Actually, let me get something poured. So I said in my thumbnail and in the description here that I'm going to be doing some ryes today. So I'm going to go ahead and not crack, but pour this Old Forester 117 rye. I actually cracked this, I think, on the live stream last month or 2 months ago, actually, sometime a while ago. But this is Old Forester 117 bottle and bond rye. So just give this guy a little pour. So there we go. Cheers, Eric and Eric. I see Bourbon was here earlier, so hopefully he'll show back up. But I just kicked my camera. Not that it matters that much. Was just a little off center. Yeah, so this is getting close to the end of the year. It's November, and I just started thinking about my year-end picks. Every year I've since 2018 I've been doing my favorite bourbons of the year. So that's crazy. So this 2025, so you got 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. This is going to be my eighth bourbon of the year video. I haven't been to a channel that long by any means, but I've got 8 of those. And so thinking about my 2025, here's Richie. Welcome, Richie. Glad to see you. Cheers. And I've been starting to think about my 2025 bourbons and whiskeys that I've enjoyed this year to put up my video. A couple years back, I mean, we're talking about 4 or 5 years ago, I wasn't getting my year-end video out until late January. I think even one year it was even February or March, so it took me a while to get it out. And last year I managed to get it out right at the turn of the new year. So this year I hope to do the same thing. Either have it out right before New Year's, right around Christmas, or right after New Year's. So we'll see how that goes. But one thing I did notice when I was looking at this stuff, last year I subtitled my bourbon of the year. I called it the year of the rise last year, 2024. I'm sorry. Yeah, 2024. This is 2025. So 2024, I called it the year of the rise. And I went back and looked, and I made a list of some videos I did last year. Just rye videos that I did. There's a CJP Bourbon. Welcome, Corey. Welcome. Good to see you. Saw you join my Patreon too. Appreciate that. I've got a free Patreon as well as a paid Patreon. I'll get into that a little bit more as we go, but welcome there. But I went back and looked, and this year, 2025, I've reviewed. I've got to say I've reviewed a lot less videos this year. I haven't put out as many as I had in the past. Work has been crazy. I've been really busy this year with various things, but I've only did one video this year on a rye, and that was Sagamore 7-year cask strength that I picked up at the Sagamore Distillery. So did a 7-year cask strength from Sagamore, which was their own distillate. So it was not MGP or anything. It was their first of their own distillate they released as a 7-year cask strength. So I definitely did a review on that. And that's the only bourbon or rye that I reviewed this year. So in 2024, here's just a list of the bourbons that I actually have videos on that I reviewed. I started out the year with the Jack Daniel's Bonded Rye. Then I did, which is just their, their 100 proof bottle and bond rye. I did an Old Overholt 114. I did Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Proof Rye. Did A Overholt Monongahela Rye. Bullet 12-year Rye. Raconteur Rye. Green River Rye. Knob Creek Bourbon X Rye, their Burr Rye, and Hard Truth Barrel Strength Rye to finish the year out. So that's how many videos I did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 actual videos I recorded last year. I know I had done some other videos like what's on my bar, what am I drinking now, and all that. And I know Buzzard's Roost came around quite a bit last year. I was definitely had several Buzzard's Roost samples. Tell you this is a nice sweet little pour here, 100 proof Bonded Rye from Old Forester. It's nice, sweet, very nice. Yeah, lots of ryes in 2024. This year I reviewed one, and I got to thinking. Besides that one, I mean, what other ones had I even cracked this year? Because I mean, obviously, I don't do videos on every single bottle I crack. I wish I could. Wish I had the chance or the time to do all that. But I think I only cracked 3 bottles of rye this year. So one of them was this one, which I really didn't do a review on other than on live stream. One of them was the cast strength rye that I did do the review on, and the other one was a Wild Turkey single barrel rye, which was a barrel pick from the Mash and Journey, and it was the Christmas rye. So this actually released right in December of 2024, right around Christmas, right before Christmas last year. I got that. I was actually on this pick team, so actually got to go to Wild Turkey, and we picked a couple of bourbons that were Russell's picks and Russell Reserves, I should say, and then this one Wild Turkey rye, and Jason and them got this out right before Christmas. So, but I didn't crack it till after the new year, and never did a review on it or anything. So, which I haven't done a lot of reviews historically on picks. I try to do more readily available off the shelf things, but that's not always the case. I mean, I definitely have reviewed some picks. So yeah, so this is nice. Learned my lesson and did this last month, but I'm definitely gonna make a note of what's in the glass here. 117. So I don't lose track of that guy. But I'm gonna go ahead and pour some of this Christmas rye now, some of this Wild Turkey Christmas rye. So I've got this bottle out. So I don't know if anybody else, there's a Richie comment there, lots of ryes. Absolutely. Like I said, I don't know if anybody else noticed such a trend, but this is Wild Turkey. Tons of ryes last year, and not so many this year. So, I mean, I definitely had some more samples this year. I mean, there was that Hard Truth cast strength that I did pick up in a review right at the end of 2024. I had several other pours of Hard Truth this year, so Hard Truth has a lot of ryes out there. They've got some good stuff. And I pulled out some samples of some people that have sent me some ryes. So there's Eric saying he loves ryes. Nice. Yeah, most people don't have a problem with ryes. You've got people like Dave Vogelsang, who's not the rye guy, so some people, and Adriana, Whiskey Mountains, she's not a rye gal, but yeah, most people don't have a problem with ryes. And a lot of ryes, especially the barely legal ryes, the low rye percentage ryes, They're so close to bourbons, it's silly. So, but yeah, let's give this Wild Turkey a taste. Now this guy comes in at 101 proof, so this is just a Wild Turkey single barrel rye, 101 proof. So I've got 100 proof bottle and bond. I got this Wild Turkey 101 proof. So found ECBP rye. Oh, nice, Corey. Yeah, at the went to the Barstown Blitz again this year, Mash and Journey Barstown Blitz, and we got to sample some Elijah Craig barrel proof rye there at the distillery. And I think all the Elijah Craig barrel proof offerings, as if you've been in any of the other live streams going on, but the Turks, Ethan Turk has described that all of them are small batches. So it wasn't a single barrel; it was a small batch of ryes. But that was delicious. I don't remember what the proof was on it. It was over 125. I know it might have been 130 something, but that was you were able to buy that there at the Barstown Blitz. I did not pick one up, but I've seen on Total Wine's website that they've had it, and it's gone. So I just got to keep my eyes open for it. But I think it's coming around. So, but yeah, that Elijah Craig barrel proof rye, that's some exciting stuff. I mean, I also know this past year, I think they also came out with Elijah Craig toasted rye. So, they've had the Elijah Craig toasted for 4 years or so at this point. I think they just came out with the Elijah Craig toasted rye this year. So I haven't tried that one. And this is nice. This is sweet also. Both these. So nice, so sweet. There's Ben, made it back. Welcome back, Ben. I know you were first in the chat earlier, but cheers. Everybody make sure they tune into Ben's channel, Whiskey Uncensored. He goes live on Friday nights generally. So check him out. I forgot to do any other channel call outs. I don't really see too many. I know there's a couple people here. A lot of people have Instagram accounts and stuff. They go by different names. Yeah, I don't see anybody else per se that has YouTube channels. Oh, so Corey's saying that the one he picked up was only 108 proof. Yeah, I'm absolutely sure the one we sampled was at least 100. It was in the 120s at a minimum. I don't remember what it actually was though, but I know it was in the 120s. So. There's Richie Z. Thanks, Richie, dropping the links to Ben's channel. So that's nice. Unfortunately, I keep looking across the room. My Sagamore cast strength rye, the only one that I actually did a review on this year, is sitting on the shelf across the room. I was going to pour that, but I forgot to bring it over here. So instead, I'm going to go ahead and pour. Before I get into samples, I'm going to pour a Raconteur rye. So I did do a review of Raconteur rye batch 1 last year, 2024. That was one of the ones that on my list of so many rye reviews I did. This is actually batch 2. So the review I did in 2024 was batch 1. This is batch 2. And I never did do a review on this or anything. It's been sitting around. I've been sipping on it. But this stuff's good stuff. This comes from the, make sure I say this right. I always want to say the Wood something collective. The Woodwork Collective. But puts this out. They get this stuff and age it. It's actually a double-barreled or multi-barreled type thing that ends up in some Mizunara oak casks, which Japanese oak. And I don't know if anybody's ever had any Mizunara oak before, but it really mellows stuff out. So takes a lot of the harshness off the edges and stuff and all that. It's it's not a crazy rare wood. It's just hard to work with. I mean, it is a rare compared to like American oak or such, but yeah. So this guy, comes in at 122.6272 and get to the double digit tenths on these, and it's hard to do the math sometimes. But basically it's 123.6 proof. So if I can do the math, and 7 years old on the bottle. That's what it says. So this stuff's some nice stuff. All right, there's who's that? Richie. It says going with the rye theme. He's going to pour some down home toasted rye, local club pick, 116 proof. Nice. Looks like I missed some in the chat here. Bourbon just saw the Disco 13. Anyone try it yet? No, I have not. Richie asked if Ben was sipping anything yet, and was not yet. All right, there's Eric saying he tried it 2 weeks ago. Liked it. That was the Disco 13. So, yeah, I mean, sounds like it's another great discovery release from Bardstown Bourbon Company. I think early indications are that it's probably not quite as good as 11 and 12 were, but it's different. I think it's their first double oaked release. So, Corey's commenting on Ben's stream last night. Yeah, I was there in and out for a while, listening mostly. At the very end, I think I got on and got in the chat a little bit, but it was several hours into it at that point. So hope everybody had fun with that last night. And there's Eric there saying, it's 139 plus X. And I have seen it. I like 12. I never even, I picked it up at Bardstown Bourbon Company. I never really saw it in the stores. Everybody snatched it up fast. But I've seen 13 and the Ferrand, whatever the new one is called, if they're calling it Ferrand 2 or whatever. I've seen both of those in several local stores around here. So, and they're both around that 140 price mark. So, and I know not a lot, but several of the channels were sent little sample packs from Bardstown Bourbon Company that had, little 200 milliliter bottles or whatever those small bottles are, that had the Disco 13 and the Ferrand both in the little pack. So a lot of those people reviewed both of them. And I think across the board from all the ones I saw, everybody said they thought that the Ferrand was better than the Disco 13. So. Richie's saying he hasn't seen them yet. Yeah, I don't know how fast distribution works on some things. Some things it seems to be it's crazy fast. Like it makes it to the West Coast as fast as it shows up here. But some things it definitely is a little longer. I guess it depends on what distributor is going through. And even some states here on the East Coast get things months later. So once again, it's all through the distributors. So, all right. So this Raconteur, obviously definitely a jump up in proof. I went from 101 proof up to 123. It's not as sweet as those two were. but it's definitely spicier. I mean, it's proofier too, obviously, but the spice is very, very nice. That Mizunara, like I say, it's a little bit different on the spiciness of with that, but it's enjoyable. So yeah, and I don't know if I mentioned it. I mentioned the Woodwork Collective and all that, but David Jennings, Rare Bird 101, is involved in this group. So he's behind this too. He's involved in that Woodwork Collective, or at least putting together this Raconteur Rise, the blending and all that he's involved with. So if you ever get a chance to check him out, check David Jennings out. He's got his doesn't really have a YouTube channel, but you get some people's live streams and stuff. But he definitely has a web page, and he's on Instagram and stuff, and he puts out reviews. And he's an author. I mean, he's a writer, is what he does by trade. So he writes books and stuff, and so he does reviews, but he does it in print form, so or online print form, let's say. All right. Somebody else just showed up. Grow Mean 72. Saying cheers to Bourbon Baller. Oh, I missed Bourbon Baller Lee. There's Bourbon Baller Lee. Welcome, Lee. Cheers, both you guys. Welcome. So, all right. So I'm gonna finish some of these off here, but move on to some samples that I'd pulled. The 3 samples that I've got that I pulled out that I'm going to get into that are rye samples. One of them is a Kentucky Owl straight rye whiskey, the last rye batch bottled in May 2020. 112 proof, 10 years old. This was a Ernie Brubaker sample. I talked about that. I actually pulled this out, I think, last month when I was pulling some Ernie samples out. So I'm going to do that one. And I've got a New Riff Balboa Rye, 100 proof sample from Troy Baker, Baker Drinks. And I've got a Sagamore 9-year rye whiskey barrel select. This is, last year they had the 9-year rye. This year they've got the 10-year rye. I think people like both of them. I mean, the 9-year people thought was fabulous. The 10-year people think are fabulous. I don't know if the consensus is 10 years better or not, but I don't think I had either one. So this is a 9-year. This was actually a store pick though, and this is from Dave Vogelsang, not the rye guy. So a sample from Dave, a sample from Baker Drinks, and a sample from Ernie Brubaker. A sip of water here. All right. I think I'll leave the Raconteur in the glass to continue on, but these first two, this Old Forester 117 and the Wild Turkey, I'm going to go ahead and finish off. So yeah, there's Lee saying, yeah, the 9 and 10 year are both really good. And that's what I've been hearing. So haven't picked up either one of them, but I grabbed that 7-year cast strength instead, but I guess I should have grabbed a 9-year also when I was there before the 10-year came out. There's a Scotty, CA Scotty. Welcome, Scotty. Glad to see you. Welcome aboard. All right. So the nose on these two, this is the Wild Turkey and the Old Forester 117, is definitely different. The Wild Turkey is actually a sweeter nose. There's actually a hint of fruit on the 117. So I'm going to finish this 117 off. Cheers. Yeah, that's it was a little bit bigger sip than I've been taking, almost a full drink there. But that still sweet, still only 100 proof, um, but it definitely has some oak and some fruit in there that I wasn't necessarily talking about earlier. So get these glasses rinsed out, so I got more glasses. And the wild turkey. Wow, that is just has no bite to it at all. It's just sweet. I mean, compared to that old Forester, this has no spice. Um, but there is obviously some there, but it's lower than the old Forester. Yeah, I mean that was super easy to drink there. Um, if you wanted something that you could go through easily or call crushable, that might be. I'm pointing at it; it's not on the screen. That might be this guy here, which is the was a Mash Journey pick, but this Wild Turkey Rye pick, 101 proof. All right. Okay. All right. So I mentioned the end of the year. I mentioned starting to think about my end of year best of video. What I'm gonna put in there, how I'm gonna rank things and all that. It's tough. Um, Here's Corey with a question. Let me tell you, being so close to the series, is there something you hope to see change in 2026? Um, I mean, nothing jumps out at me. I mean, things have, I mean, across the board, and this is just at distilleries, obviously, but people talk about the bourbon bubble, the bourbon boom, and all that. I mean, things are already starting to show up on the shelves, in stores and at the distilleries and stuff. So I think the going and waiting in line at the distilleries has dropped off accordingly. Also, people still do it. Obviously, there's flippers out there that go and get the early releases and all that. But I mean, just the harder to find stuff is not so hard to find anymore. The allocated stuff is becoming easier to find. Um, so, I mean, as far as the distilleries go, I mean, I can't think of anything that I hope to see change. I mean, I think they're all doing a really good job. I mean, the tours they offer are fabulous for anybody who's been able to make it to Kentucky and go on the Bourbon Trail and go on tours. I mean, the food at some of these places is incredible. So you can definitely, plan your trail trips around that. Visit a couple distilleries, have a great lunch somewhere, visit a couple more distilleries. I mean, you can definitely make a day of it and hit 3, 4 distilleries in one day, um, and it's just a fun time. So the yeah. So to answer your question, nothing jumps to mind that I would want to see change, but I would welcome anything that's exciting change though. But yeah. So where was it going? I was started to talk about I was thinking about my year end videos and all that. Well, I mentioned my Patreon earlier. So I've got the free Patreon, got the paid Patreon. Um, I have done a few polls. I have done um, a few early releases that I've made available to Patreons and all that. So I need to do some more of that going forward. But one thing I did do this year, so I not only started these live streams this year in 2025, these are new, but I did start doing some giveaways. So yeah, stuff's easier to get a hold of, to sip on. Sugar Kitty, cheers, Sugar Kitty, welcome. But I started my giveaways. So the first one I did was the end of year last year. I gave away a couple of bottles at the end of the year last year, and then I started doing quarterly giveaways. So, and this is just for paid Patreons. So, but I've done did first quarter, second quarter, third quarter giveaways throughout the year. The fourth quarter giveaway is going to be next month in December. And I won't do it on my monthly live stream. I do it as a live stream just so everybody can see me if they want to tune in. But it is recorded as a live stream, or they can just watch it later. But I do spin the wheel to see who wins and all that. But it will be December. Will be the fourth quarter / year end giveaway, and I'm giving away some bottles again. So the first, second, third quarter giveaways were more like sample packs. Like for instance, the first quarter giveaway was a sample of all of my year-end bourbons and whiskeys that were in my best of 2024 video. I gave away a sample pack away of all those to somebody. I'll probably do the same thing this next year in 2026. So the first quarter will probably be a giveaway sample pack of all my 2025 best of year-end bourbons and whiskeys. I see somebody saying hi. Cherokee saying hi to Independent Joe, but I didn't see Independent Joe. So, oh, there he is. He was right above it. Hey, Joe, welcome. Anybody who is not subscribed to Independent Joe, go check him out on YouTube. He's got a great channel. I think he's going live on Mondays these days, but he does live streams. He does reviews. And great guy to go check out and watch. I saw he posted a link to my live stream that we're on right now. Tonight's my live stream tonight on his channel. So I appreciate that, putting that out there. So anyways, to continue on, just a preview of the year-end video giveaway I'm going to do next month. So I know what I'm giving away already. It's going to be three winners, and the first bottle I'm going to be giving away will be it won't be this bottle. It'll be a new unopened bottle, but it will be a Michter's barrel strength bourbon. So Michter's single barrel strength bourbon. So these are Kentucky only releases. So you can't get these anywhere but in Kentucky. So that's going to be one of those. The second one I'm going to be giving away will be one of these 117, Old Forester 117s, but it's going to be it won't be this one. It'll be the extra old, which is the 1910. Sorry, the 1910 extra old. So a lot of people like the Old Forester 1910, which is their double-barreled offering, and they started out with this 117 series. They had an extra old 1910, then they had an extra old 1910, and they've brought both of those around a couple of times. I think they put these things out quarterly also, so they've been doing it for 4 years or so. So they've had, they do 4 a year. For the last 4 years, they've had like 16 different things of these. So some of them they've repeated, and they're up to batch 2, batch 3, a couple of them. So the extra old 1910, the extra old 1910, I think have definitely been repeated. But I'm going to have a bottle of that. And then the third giveaway, I'm not going to tell you what it is, but it's exciting too. It's something you can't get anywhere, and I think people would be happy with it too. But I'm going to keep you in suspense there. But it's going to be three different winners there for my paid Patreons. So, all right, this is the Kentucky Owl rye that I'm pouring here, and this is the last rye batch, and I believe that means under Dixon Deadman. The 112.8 proof or 0.3 or 0.8 proof and 10 years old. So nice 10-year-old rye, 112 proof. And find my little marker here. Kentucky. All right. Go back through the chat a little bit here. So I saw Richie, Sugar Kitty, and Richie both looks like posted links to Richie Z posted links to Independent Joe. Great. A lot of people saying cheers and thanking people. Corey commented, those are tremendous good. Well, thanks. Independent Joe will crack the Onyx and Amber pick this evening. What's the date today? 11th. Okay, yeah. I think you've got a stream coming up, don't you, Joe, that we're all supposed to maybe crack it together or something. I've lost track of that. I think I put it on my calendar, actually. It said this coming Monday. Independent Joe saying, hope you like it. Yeah, I haven't cracked mine yet. So, all right. Kentucky Owl. Sampled from Ernie Brubaker, the Brubaker maker, Pappy Van Brubaker maker these days. Definitely more interesting nose than anything I've had so far tonight. It's definitely got multiple things going on here. It's not just one note. You can smell the oak, you can smell the sweet. You can smell the rye. And to me, I get an evergreen quite often. Sometimes a pine. I think only once a dill pickle, which some people complain and talk about that. But I get evergreen fairly commonly with certain ryes. There's a hint of that here. Cheers. Scotty, that was batch 2 of the Raconteur. So this came out. I think this actually came out in 2024, late in the year. So it was the second batch. I know this year they've had batch 3 for sure, and maybe batch 4 already, right? So I think they did 2 batches last year, 2 batches this year, if I'm guessing. So this was batch 2. And I'd mentioned I had done a review of batch 1 last year in 2024. So one of my YouTube reviews that you can go look at it. I did a Raconteur review that was batch 1, and then this is batch 2, which I never did review. So sure, keep saying the last rye is batch 4 of Kentucky Owl. So batch 4, the rye batch 4, I take it. Peter White, I saw you slip in here somewhere, but welcome. Good to see you. Might have said that already, but welcome. John Kranz, did I see John Kranz? Welcome. I'm assuming that's John Kranz. JD Kranz. I hope it is. 2 batches this year. 1 Kentucky and 1 Indiana 95.5. Okay. Oh yeah, that was the other thing. Yeah, they have been. The first two batches were the 95.5 Indiana, and the main thing was it was double oaked in the Mizunara. But this year I guess they did a Kentucky rye also. So all right, nice. Yeah. So this, what I say, the proof on this 112 proof, that that fits in there. I mean, it's a little stronger than the first two I did were, but it's not as proofy as the Raconteur was. All right, so I got that guy marked. I'm going to go with the Sagamore rye here next. This one's from Dave Vogelsang, and this is a 9-year barrel select from the North Tampa liquor store somewhere. But like I say, it's a club pick, 110 proof. So 110 proof and 10 years old. So close to the Kentucky Owl was 112 proof, 10 years old. This is 110 proof, 9 years old. So similar. Sagamore. Yeah, I said that earlier that Dave Vogelsang's not the rye guy, right? So, but he sent me a rye sample. He probably sends out a lot of rye samples trying to get rid of the stuff. But yeah, he sent an incredible sample pack to me, and I think this was the only rye in there. Lots of bourbon in there. Is there a particular rye that you can't live without and will always have on the shelf? Currently, the answer to that would be Jack Daniel's single barrel proof rye. That was my rye of the year last year in 2024. I did a full review on it last year in 2024, and it was my rye of the year. And that stuff's still great. And I enjoy sipping that. I'm pointing up here. It's on the shelf over here, but it's up top up there. I could grab it if I need to. It's within reach. But I've had only 2 bottles of that I've opened, and I've got, I think, 3 other ones bunkered away. I've had some other pours people have sent me. So the proofs on it vary around from the high 120s to the low 130s. I think the ones I've had have been in the low 130s. So but I really like that one. Now, as far as my favorite rye on my bar to mix drinks with, which I haven't been making a lot of drinks this year. I mean, I used to be a huge old fashioned guy. Used to drink a lot of old fashions several years back. Haven't been drinking nearly as many these days. But my favorite rye to have on the bar is actually Old Forester 100 proof rye. It's not bottle and bond. It's, I forget, their mash bill is kind of odd. It's 65 or more percent rye, so it's not a barely legal rye by any means. But just the 100 proof Old Forester rye is great stuff. But I keep that around for sure to make drinks with, and I love sipping on the Jack Daniel's barrel proof single barrel bourbon rye. Agrees. Okay, nice. Sugar Kitty, the permanent shelfer will be Driftless Glen rye picks. Okay. I've only had one Driftless Glen pick on my shelf. It's great. Sorry. Independent Joe's. His is the Van Winkler 4-year rye. Okay. Not familiar with that one. Okay, so 136 proof. Yeah, it's hard to find them above the 135 proof point, but they're out there. They're out there. Nice. So yeah, I mean, I've got like right here, I've got an Old Forester single barrel proof right here. That's 130.5 proof. All that. And this guy's like most of the Old Forester single barrels. Like, that's the rye. There's the bourbon. I mean, these guys are good, but they're hot. They're always hot for me. Maybe put a splash of water on there or put some ice in there or something like that. You can see I've got a 100 proofer there too. I've got several of those. I think I like those better than these barrel proofs. But for whatever reason, though, the Jack Daniels single barrel bourbon ryes to me are drinkable. They're sippable. These guys are so harsh. They're not. They're almost not sippable. You almost have to do something to them to get them to drink them. So. Okay, let's see. Richie, be rolling a single barrel rye. A sample from Kathy. No. I have not. Well, I did. I went down and toured MB Roland a couple of years ago. I was doing some work down there. They're down in near Campbellsville, Kentucky, down that way, almost down the Tennessee line, real close to Clarksville, Tennessee. I was doing some work down that way, and I did pop into MB Roland and did a little tour there. Tiny little distillery, just an old farm, really. But it was probably the most samples I ever had anywhere. But they were the smallest samples I had anywhere too. They had these tiny little half-ounce cups, and they probably only filled them halfway. I don't know, maybe they were 1 ounce cups, but it was no more than half an ounce per sample. But they gave me a sample of everything they had, and it was probably like 12 samples. Some of it was not that great, but some of it was pretty dang good. I walked out there with a couple bottles that I purchased. So I think the one I enjoyed the most that I bought a bottle of was a wheated bourbon. So it was a cast, single barrel cast strength wheated. So, but no, I haven't had the rye unless I had some in that sample. They have 90 plus bottles of rye. Hard to pick one. Okay, so Peter White is a rye guy. Knock on the Van Winkle 13 year, which kind of like as well. Okay, that was his Winkler 4 year, I guess he was commenting on. Oh, Forster Green labels or unicorn bottles in Oregon. Okay. I can find those around here. The Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Ryes are delicious like candy. 8 through 13 are Coy Hill. The one Northwest sent me is Coy Hill Rye. Hero Select. Haven't opened yet. Waiting to share. Oh, that's the warehouse. So I guess Corey must have, in his, when he said he saw that 136 proof, he must have said which warehouse it was. I'm not going to, I guess scroll back and find it, but I guess Cherokee was just saying that. Eric Gunderson, the Jack Daniel's probably my favorite Rise local shop. Yeah, they're delicious. Yep. Yeah. So like I say, I've got two, one finished, one that's I'm looking at it. It's less than half finished or half full, and so I need to finish that guy off and just crack a third. But I've bought several, and they're crazy too because I was picking them up for like $65. Now they're up into the 70s a little bit, but they've gone up. But for that price, for a single barrel barrel proof rye and 130 proof, I mean, $70. I mean, that's crazy. All right, this is the Sagamore 9-year, which is 110 proof. So haven't I don't think I've tasted it yet. I poured it, nosed it. Yeah, you can't beat that price, Richie. I occasionally still see them in the 60s here, but seems like most stores have jacked them up a little bit. Okay. So he said Rick House 9, and Sugar Kitty's comment was that uh, oh, here's a comment I missed. 8 through 13. No, that's the one I'm looking for. 8 through 13 are Coy Hill. So 9 is Coy Hill. And he's talking about the here. Yeah. So Northwest sent me. Oh, shit. Yeah. If Mark pops on here, I forgot I've got Heroes editions of those sitting here. I've already drank 2 of them with him on his live stream, but he sent me a sample pack of 5 or 6 of the Jack Daniel's single barrel proof Heroes editions. And is that what they are? I think they are. And yeah, those are crazy good. And yeah, he sent me a whole pack of those, and I have drank a couple of them with him, and I've got a couple of them sitting on the shelf still, which I will continue to um, keep and just drink with him. So. All right, so comparing the Kentucky Owl up against the Sagamore. The Kentucky Owl's nose wins hands down. I mean, it's a complex nose. It's got a lot going on. I think I said that earlier, but that's a beautiful nose on the Kentucky Owl. That was sweet that time around. I don't remember what I said the first time I sipped it. Oaky is in there. The Oaky comes. Yeah, that's a nice sip. Sagamore on the nose. I'm getting some yeastiness on the nose on this now. Try adding some water. Oh, he's talking to Eric. So, appreciate Jack Daniels. Yep. Another pour of the John Connolly Burproof Rye. It's a weird note. Okay, that's where he said try adding some water. Gotcha. Yeah, I'm not familiar with that one. I see Eric said doesn't help. So you can't get rid of the taste, huh? Mm. Just right off the cuff here, I'm thinking that the Kentucky Owl I'm enjoying more than the Sagamore. So nose is better. I think I enjoyed the taste a little better too. Obviously, it depends on what you're in the mood for and all that, but this one was sweeter. This is the Kentucky Owl was sweeter. Sagamore is delicious and spicier, but just today I like the Kentucky Owl better. And back to my raconteur here. Before I do that, let me take another sip of water. Wow, that is a sweet nose on this Raconteur. I mean, candy is candy-like. It's got to be some vanilla or something similar to that coming through. But that's a delicious nose on that. Definitely some cinnamon there too. It's spicier. It's proofier. I mean, we're the Kentucky Owl and Sagamore we're down in that 110 range. This guy's the 123 proof point. So it's a little bit different experience. So all right. Yeah, these are all nice. The Sagamore definitely has the least pleasant nose of what I've had tonight. I said it was yeasty a minute ago. It's almost like some hay or something there too, almost like a horse barn type situation, but not bad. I mean, it's a good nose. Pouring the rare breeder right now. Nice gem of rye from Turkey. Yep, I agree. I've got a bottle that's almost empty. Right, you can't see it. It's on my upper shelf over here out of view. I could reach it, but I've got a bottle of that sitting there. It's a nice stuff. And what's the proof on that? Is it a 112? Is that what that says? So I know their rare breed bourbon is 116.8. I think it looks like the bourbon might be 112.2 or something like that. Good stuff. Kentucky Owl seems like a polarizing brand. People love it or hate it. Not sure of its price point. Yeah, Corey, I've never bought a Kentucky Owl. Probably never will at this point. But I've had samples of it at bottle shares, and obviously this is something people would give me too. Never had any issue with it. Now I have bought some of the new. I got something hiding my view. I can see the top of the bottle. What's the new Dixon Deadman? The 2XO? Is that what it's called? I think it's what it's called. Yeah, I have bought some 2XO, and I'm enjoying that, but that's not Rise. I mean, of course, Kentucky Owl has bourbon and Rise, but the 2XO I have bought, and I'm liking it. But Kentucky Owl, to me, that ship has sailed. So, Joey Brown, haven't know if I've seen you before, but welcome. Cheers. Oh no, letting the chat get away from me here. Yeah, it's nothing to do with Dixon. I agree. He's that ship sailed a while back. Here's Marty. Marty Party. Welcome, Marty. How you doing? Cheers. I've got some samples of yours sitting here, but I hadn't pulled any. I'm doing Ryes tonight. I don't think I have any Ryes of yours necessarily. That might not be true. Where's my book at? The samples I have of yours. I might. If you hang around there, Marty. It looks like you sent me, and these are just leftovers from we did a blind, and I've got the leftovers of the blind, and two of them were ryes. One of them was the A. Overholt Monongahela rye, which I have a bottle of that already, but and I did a review on it last year. But one of the other ones looked like it was a Hard Truth rye. So I could probably pull that and see if I've got some left. All right, where are we at? Top Shelf Dustin. There's Dustin. Welcome. Yeah, Kentucky House, the greatest whiskey in the history of bird drubbings. All right. You say so. Yeah, 112.5 proof on the Wild Turkey, the rare bird rye. Yeah, so that's good stuff. 2XO, Dustin, Whiskey Nose, saying hi. Whiskey Nose, saying hi. Hi. 3 samples sent you from the 3 we chose from on that pick. You got a chance to compare and see if we picked right. Oh, so nice. So you got to take samples home from a pick that you didn't pick. I think every pick I've ever been on, they let you take a sample home of the final pick. But I don't think I've ever taken home samples of the losing picks. All right, saying hi to Joey B. If I did not say hi to Joey B, hey Joey, how you doing? Marty had a great birthday here recently. Hope you did too, Marty. I don't remember if I was on there or not. More hellos and cheerses. All right, yep. Top Dog here somewhere. There he is. Cheers, John. Top Dog. Good to see you. I have some of your samples here that were sent to me via Eric Gunnarsson. So some of your blends, some of your aging, small, ultra, let's call them ultra small batches, USBs. I've got a couple of the Top Dog USBs. I need to get those samples out someday. Not today though. Doing Rise today, so. But we'll do that in the future here. I've got your Christmas blend from last year for sure. So among others. So. I don't know what Marty said. Something about the silver grows. Okay, I got you. Lots of cheerses. Nice. Elijah Craig in the house somewhere. There he was up there. Happy Saturday. Cheers, Elijah Craig. All right, I'm going to pour another one here. I've still got 3 going already, but here, Kentucky Al Sagamore Raconteur. But I've got New Riff Balboa Rye. This guy's lower proof, 100 proof. Kentucky Al was from Ernie Brubaker. The Sagamore was from Dave Vogelsang. The Raconteur out of the bottle here from David Jennings. And this is from Beggar Drinks. So we'll get this guy poured. I have definitely had some Balboa Rye. Didn't buy a bottle of it, a New Riff Balboa Rye, but I've definitely had some pours of it, some of which I actually paid for in the bars. New Riff All right, that's way too much writing on that. Should just put NR. Oh, I went there again, yeah. Most of the picks I went on, I'd bring sample bottles so I can redo them. Oh, okay. You just sneak them yourself, or pour them in little bottles, sample bottles. 300 samples. There you go, Sugar Kitty. That's the situation I'm in. I've been getting samples from people for the last, let's say, just 5 years, and probably half of which I drank, but half of which I didn't. And they just been accumulating. So that's why I started this whole monthly live stream situation here to try to get rid of some samples. I mean, I don't say that in a bad way. I mean, enjoyable getting rid of these samples, but I just had to have some means of mode of operations to get rid of them. Give us a ranking of the favorites at the end. Oh, that's from where'd you see? There's something that's covered up on my platform here I'm using, Streamlabs. The when I put the chat in there and it pops up over there on the video, I can see it, but there's some kind of little thing there that's highlighting, that's covering up people's what do you call it? Their little picture, their little icon, or whatever you call that. So it's like, I can't see that. I wish I could. Any thoughts on the New Riff single malt rye? Yeah, I did a review on it, Elijah Craig. Go back. That was probably back. It wasn't last year because it wasn't on my list of ryes I did last year. So it must have been 2023. I think I have it on the shelf right over here. If we get to it tonight, I could possibly pull that out. But I enjoyed it. The New Riff single malt rye. I do remember I enjoyed it. So good stuff. All right, there we go. The Marine Corps 250th birthday. It's Monday. So Monday night is the night that we're going to crack that sucker open, that Onyx and Amber. So, all right. Always asked to fill my sample, so nobody uses. Okay, they don't say no. I've never taken sample bottles with me to a tasting, John. That's probably my mistake, right? I just, at the end, the one you pick, they usually send home a sample, like a mini flask, or 200 milliliter or whatever. They'll send out the samples home with the people who picked it, of what you picked. But I've never taken sample bottles of my own with me on a pick to say, hey, can I fill this up? Pro tip, right? There you go. 5 years of Rye started with winning a round of about 15 different. Okay, I don't know where that conversation came from. Oh, 5 years of getting 300 samples. Started with winning a round of about 15 bookers. There you go. Yeah. My very first, this is crazy, and I think I might have said it on here before. My very first sample I ever got, and it was just, shit, I kicked my camera again. It was just a single sample. I think it might have been a couple, and maybe I drank the other ones, but might have been two, because one seems kind of ludicrous, just send one sample to somebody. But was with Tim Evans. Very first swap I ever did. Tim Evans sent me a sample of Joseph Magnus cigar blend. This is back when the batch number was probably in the 20s. batch 20 something. And I sent him a sample of a Woodford Double Oaked from 2014 or 2015. So I think it was the very first release, distillery only, those experimental bottles of the Woodford Double Oaked. So I sent him that. He sent me a Joseph Magnus cigar. I still have his Joseph Magnus cigar blend sample that he sent me. So the very first sample I ever traded for, I've never tasted, never tried it. I've still got it in the box over here. That is sad. Apologize for that. But I know he drank my Woodford because I asked him about it later, and he said it was delicious. But yeah, there's where it all started. It's like, yeah, I would trade samples or I would win samples, like you say right here. You won some samples. It's like, and if you win if you trade 4 or 5 samples or win 4, 5, 6 samples, it's like, yeah, I might drink 1, 2, 3 of them, but 1, 2, or 3 are left over that are just accumulating in the box. And after 5 years, I agree. I don't know if I got 300. I haven't counted them, but I guarantee I have over 100. So, all right. Oh, here we go. Sugar Kitty posted my review of the New Riff 100 malt. There you go. And I think it was Elijah Craig that asked about that. So go check it out, Elijah Craig. And make sure you subscribe and all that sort of stuff, which I know you are because you can't comment here unless you are. First samples you ever got were from Todd Ritter. Lineup was 4-gate. Nice. I think the first 4-gate samples I ever got were from Pop 'em, Don't Watch 'em. And I won those. It was a sample flight I won on the Mash and Journey. Not the Mash and Journey, sorry, Mash and Drum. Just on Jason's Wednesday night stream. I won a sample pack from Pop 'em, Don't Watch 'em, and it was all 4-gate. So, and I know I have a couple of those left. I think I've drank 1 or 2 of them, but I have, 2 of them left over. So, but that included like the Ruby Springs or whatever it was, and I don't know what all was in it, but it's a bunch of different things. First samples, Sugar Kitty, was Bobby Williams Bourbon Brigade. Okay. Bourbon Brigade, yeah. There you go. You should make a point to try Tim's Magnus on next month's episode. I could do that. At some point, absolutely. At some point. What was this? Pop 'em, Don't Watch 'em. Pack of Old Carter was my second session. Yeah. And I remember his sample pack, he vacuum sealed it. I mean, everybody packages stuff differently. Like, I think the most impressive packaging I've gotten recently was from Dave Vogelstein. That was like professionally packed. But I've had a couple people that do vacuum sealed, but Pop 'em, Don't Watch 'em vacuum packed his sample pack that I got from him. So that was cool. Battalion cigars. Yeah. I'm trying to, when you said that, Bourbon Battalion, that's what it wasn't Bourbon Brigade. It was Bourbon Battalion is what he used to go by. Now he's changed it to just Battalion Cigars. So, yeah. And I know Bobby, and I've met Bobby. Good guy. So. When I need sample bottles, that's usually when I drink all my samples. All right. So I think that was the first sip of the new riff I just took with the Balboa Rye. Going back down in proof from what I've been drinking. This is 100 proof. The spice level on this is pretty high so it's not the proof point, it's the spice. But it's nice. It's a little sweet. It's got some vanilla in there. It's got a good medium mouthfeel. I don't remember the story, the Balboa Rye. I don't remember the story about how and all that. I do remember reading it at some point, but yeah, this New Riff Balboa Rye, some good stuff. Pour a little more of that. I think I went light on my pour. Sure Kitty also got a Pop 'em Don't Watch 'em Master Key sample pack. That's nice. Yeah, Bobby's on Instagram. I agree, and he does lives on Instagram too. Him and who's the other guy he hangs out with a lot? I know I'm drawing a blank on the guy's name, but they're on there all the time, and I pop in because I get notified. Last set of 60 milliliter samples I ordered came with little funnels that totally. Yeah, I think I've had funnels with all my sample packs, all my sample bottles. Richie, they definitely help. All right. I can go back through these again. And then what time is it? 7:18. So we're at a good point here. I can go as long as needed or end this whenever at this point. I'd like to go for at least an hour or an hour and 20 minutes. But yeah, if anybody wants me to pull something else that we've talked about. That nose on that Sagamore stands out compared to all these other noses. That one is off kilter. I'm not complaining about it. It's just different. I mean, it's a nice sweet sip. It's got some spiciness. It's good. That's a Sagamore 9. All right. I can't keep half samples around at this point. I need to just finish samples off entirely so they're gone. If I start doing a live stream and start sampling samples, and I'm only doing half samples, then I'm still not getting rid of any samples, right? In this Balboa, let's get rid of him also. The Raconteur I can pour some more of. So. I have not seen any pipettes. Yeah, sure, Kitty. You gotta hold the funnel in the air. You have to like levitate it. If you let it just sit there without holding it, you're gonna lose that game. But you got to hold the funnel up and pour through the funnel. It works, but don't do it without holding the funnel in the air. And all right, got 2 ounce. I'm out a review on an older 95.5. What? What does that mean, Top Dog? Hey, I saw Hanging AZ pop in there. Cheers. I don't know if when you say hey now, you're just saying hello, cheers, or if you're calling me out for something I said. Hey now. Richie Z, you enter Blending Gut Nate. Yes, absolutely, Richie. I also did enter Blend Vent on Baker Drinks. So blend vent starts tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern, I believe. So a little bit later tonight. Who's going to be the first one out? Hopefully nobody wants to be, right? So somebody's going to be out tonight, though. A couple people maybe. I think they do 2 a night, right? So, but yes, I will be in Blendageddon again, and I'm in Blend Vent also. So, all right. So Richie asked me to rank these guys. I'm going to do that real quick. Just these 4, but I also had the Wild Turkey 101 Rye Mash and Journey Christmas blend. Before this, and the Old Forester 117 Bonded Bottle and Bond blend tonight also. I'll keep those in mind. Oh, there we go. There's what he was talking about. Renee is going to enter. Give Jarrell a run for his money. Absolutely. Everybody needs to give Jarrell a run for his money. All right. How about trying an older rye? 95.5. If you're talking to me, John, probably the only thing that I've got that I know of for sure is going to be this year's Bullet Rye 12-year, which supposedly has up to 17-year whiskey in it. But this is a 95.5. What is it? 100 and oh shit! It's only 92 proof. I was thinking it was 104 proof. It's only 92 proof though, so low proof. 95.5 older bourbon, but I could pour that. Have not poured it yet, but let me know. The old Scout port finished. Yeah, I didn't get that. This guy I definitely bought the backup of though. So I bought that, started drinking it, and rushed back and got a second bottle before they were gone. Mark Emmenecker. Cheers, Mark. Good to see you. This isn't so hard to really pick this this order. Compared to Midwinter Nights, huh? So it was a port finished rye. Okay. Old chain rye. The one that needed crack. Have not had any Will Jane rye. Top place comes down to these two. Says that Peter White. Totally agree, Peter. I'm a huge fan of Doc Swinson's. Doc Swinson's knows what they're doing. Nice. All right. So Top Dog saying low proof is good. So we can finish up with that bullet. That's a good question, AZ. I don't think they have. I mean, that was just a brand, right? The distillery or they're in West Virginia, it goes by a different name. I think Old Scout was just a brand of theirs. I think they're still around as far as I know. Hey, Will, good to see you, man. I would Janelli, right? So, but yeah, Will, man, I get to talk to you enough in Barstown. We'll have to meet up in Indiana here mid-year or something. So yeah, Smooth Ambler. There we go. That's Will O'Neill. Yeah. So Old Scout is it's just a brand of Smooth Amblers. I'm very sure they're still around. All right. So what I've drank so far tonight, just to give a quick ranking, I'm going to throw these three were kind of premium bourbons, right? Or ryes. They're not. None of these are bourbons. These premium ryes. This guy and the first two I drank tonight were kind of um, below premium. Um, I'm going to put the New Riff Balboa Rye at the bottom of what I've had tonight, and that might not be fair. I didn't get to do it head to head with its peers, uh, but just from what I'm doing right now and what I can remember, I'm putting him last. So the New Riff Balboa Rye last. The Old Forester 117 Bottle and Bond Rye next. the Wild Turkey Christmas blend, mash and journey pick. Next. Sagamore next. And honestly, I guess I don't have a head-to-head comparison against the Wild Turkey blend pick and the Sagamore either, but just going from what I know, that's where I'm at, and that leaves these two. And this is the Kentucky Owl and the Raconteur. That's a good question, Eric Mays. Do they not use MGP and High West? Is that possible? Yeah, Redwood Empire out of California. I agree, sure, Kitty. That's the company that puts that out. But the Lost Monarch is a blend, and I think they've got MGP and High West in that blend. So, Cheech Artolino, Cheech, cheers, Cheech. Good to see you. Thanks for coming. There was his initial cheers, I guess. Hold on, what was this talk? Hold on, I missed some stuff back here. Yeah. Yep, absolutely about that one. Yeah, Backbone. That's a fan favorite there. I'm a huge fan of Backbone. Pernod Ricard owns Smooth Ambler. Yeah. Now is Smooth Ambler and Old Scout and Smooth Ambler is the yeah. So there we go. Old Scout was a brand of Smooth Ambler, and Pernod Ricard owns them. Yep. Gotcha. The one left at the Blitz. What was he talking about? Oh, did you find your Backbone? I got you. And at the bottle share, were you looking for a Backbone? All right. Scrolling down, trying to get caught up here. Yes. Buys MGP and blends with their own. Okay. So they're not buying any High West. I mean, I know they're not necessarily related to High West, but they're just blending their own with MGP. I was thinking they were maybe buying some High West distillate also. I guess not. There was Cheech's Cheers. Rocket Top is Bottle and Bond. Yeah, there's a Bottle and Bond Rye also that's named Rocket Top is the Bottle and Bond bourbon, and I think there's like a Grizzly Bear or something that's the Bottle and Bond Rye, or vice versa. Yep. Emerald Giant and Pipe Dream. Yeah. Okay. So it's a blend of the Emerald Giant and the Pipe Dream. Gotcha. And sadly, I've never bought the Emerald Giant. I've bought the Pipe Dream and I've bought the Lost Monarch, but I have not, and Lost Monarch Cast Strength even. But I have never bought the Emerald Giant. So. Josh Fritz, good evening. Cheers. Welcome. Glad you made it. So I'm just finishing up a rye tasting here. Did I ever give I didn't give my final verdict here, did I? All right, got to pour the rest of my Kentucky Owl pick. First sample, I mean. This Kentucky Owl's checking all the boxes, people. So, but we're down to Kentucky Owl and Raconteur Rye. This Kentucky Owl, the last rye batch, which I believe somebody said was batch 4, but it's 112 proof, 10 years old. The Raconteur Rye is 123 proof, 7 years old. Yeah, I like the Lost Monarch regular offering better than the Lost Monarch cast strength. The Lost Monarch cast strength disappointed me. The regular Lost Monarch I really, really liked. All right. While we're talking about this, I'm going to pour and let this sit out for a moment. You can see why I need to label these glasses. I learned this 3 months ago. I'm like, what the hell is what? It's like now they're all labeled. I know what's what. It's a good practice. All right. Cast strengths are different with the new mash bill. Regular Lost Martin cast strength play dream. Okay. Yeah. I have had the regular Lost Mark and the regular Pipe Dream and the cast strength Lost Mark. Those are the only 3 bottles I've bought. So I have not bought a cast strength Pipe Dream, and I haven't bought any of the rye. Foggy Burrows are on American single malt. Choco Bomb. Interesting. I don't have an answer for that, Will. I wish I did. Craziness. Did everybody get to sample that drum key? I hope so. Drum key was crazy good. I forget some of the samples that Gary Franchi brought. I don't even know if I tried them. All right. On these guys, I'm going with the Rakator as the winner here. Sorry. It is the highest proof I've poured tonight. The nose on it, the Kentucky Owl and the Rakator are very close on the nose. Kentucky Owl maybe wins on the nose. Kentucky Owl has a crazy good nose. Very complex, very layered nose. The Rakator is just drinks better to me. I mean, it's higher, way higher proof. I mean, it's 123 versus 110 or whatever it was. What is 112? Sorry, 123 versus 112. This drink's easier than the Kentucky Owl. Kentucky Owl's spicier. I think it's that Mizunara oak rounds that stuff out. So that's gonna be my pick there. Yeah, Corey, and I missed most of the bottle share. I wasn't able to stick around. I was just in for a minute. I mean, I'm sure it was more than a minute. It was 20 minutes, 30 minutes. But I didn't stick around the whole night. I mean, obviously the bottle share lasted for hours. I missed most of it, unfortunately. Cheers, Dilemma Man Trauma. Though I've seen you before, but welcome. Kentucky Owl Batch 1 is only 101. Yeah, this is Kentucky Owl, the last rye batch 4. This is batch 4. Bottled 5 May 2020. 112.3 proof, 10-year-old. Kentucky Owl straight rye whiskey. So Peter. So that's the 112 proof batch 4. This takes the nose for the night. The nose on this is one of those noses. I mean, I could nose this all the time. I mean, that is an enjoyable nose. I mean, wow. At 112 proof, it's a little harsh. It doesn't. I mean, nothing. I picked up a little evergreen on one of the noses. I think none of these present themselves as a rye. I mean, they're all bourbon-esque, right? But yeah, this Rakator. Let me go ahead and pour some more of this guy. This is one of the only ones I have the luxury of, because this is not a sample. I mean, his nose is so nice, soft. Sweet, spicy. I mean, it's so nice. And this is 95.5 rye from NGP. It's been aged in Mizunara oak, and I swear that Mizunara oak takes the edges off that stuff. I mean, it's a good pickup. I know they've had some more releases of this. This is batch 2. This year they had batch 3, batch 4. One of them was Indiana. Still, one of them was Kentucky. So that they're not all the same. You got to watch what you're picking up. David James will be proud of my top choice. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, batch 2 went up to 110. Yeah, they're all the batches are different, right? Funny you mentioned it. Drum Key was one of my favorite pours that night. Yeah, I got in, got out. That Drum Key was delicious, and it's coming, right? So, yeah, like I say, I'm assuming he had enough for everybody to taste all night long, but I don't know. All right, let me take some water over here. Closing this down soon. Let's see if somebody else calls me out to taste something else. But Top Dog asked me to try this Bullet 12-year rye whiskey, which is MGP 95.5. And I mean, obviously, this is a blend. It's not a single barrel, but this has up to 17-year-old whiskey in it. So, and I did a review on this in 2024. Is that true? Yeah. So last year I did a review on this guy. So 2024, I did a review on this. The last time they had released the 12-year Bullet Rye was like 2022, 2 years prior to that. And at that point, it was rumored to have some 15-year-old, up to some 15-year-old of rye whiskey in it in the 2024. No, the 2022 batch. So the 2024 batch, what this is 2024 batch, was rumored to have some of that same whiskey in it, some of those same barrels, or from that same batch of barrels. So this has up to some 17-year-old whiskey in it. So even though it's called Bullet 12-year, it has some 15 or 17-year-old whiskey in it for sure. Yes, $50 was the price point. This stuff was, I mean, a steal at $50. And it is, I mean, now granted, this is only 92 proof, 46%, 92 proof. So it's way less proof than anything else I've been drinking tonight. So, that's hard to compare apples to apples sometimes. Yeah. Okay. So the beige colored label might have been the 2022 badge or prior. Like I say, this is the 2024 badge. But I mean, this after drinking this 110, 120 proof stuff, this 92 proof. I mean, this is almost like drinking water, right? So I mean, I have no off notes about this whatsoever. This is delicious at every level, on the nose, on the taste. It's probably hard to find at this point. I mean, it's literally just come out this past year, but it's probably long gone. But it's delicious. I mean, it's low proof, yes. It's 95% rye. From MGP, and it's I don't want to say ultra age, but it's got the age on there. I mean, this stuff is the real deal. So it's good stuff. A cool down dram. Absolutely, Richie. That is what everybody needs, is a cool down dram. Corey says 12 years great, even low proof. Sounds shows lovely before people woke up. Yeah, is it still there, Corey, or is it gone? I'm very sure it's gone here. I bought this one bottle of it. And had a couple pours, and I quickly went out and got another bottle. I should have went out and got 2 more bottles, but I only got 1 more, and they're gone. I mean, they're long gone. Well, there you go. It's a warm up pour, Depends on 2 sides of the coin, right? Cool down pour or warm up pour. I think you're just joking there, Corey, though. This is good stuff. All right. Delicious. I didn't even type anything in the chat tonight. I've been highlighting chats. All right, let's look at the calendar. Everybody mark on their calendar. My next live stream will be, well, shit. Gotta click down here. Son of a bitch. Looks like December 13th. Second Saturday of the month, right? Mark it on your calendar. December 13th. I mean, my next live stream will be the last one this year. Be my 6th one. So I've only been doing these, this is my 5th month. Next month will be 6-month anniversary. But the other thing is, next month I will be doing my Patreon giveaway for the 4th quarter / year end, and be giving some bottle giveaways. And watch out for that, for paid Patreons. And we'll see where we go from there. All right. Real quick, Jeremy Dirks, cheers. Good to see you. Cheers. There's Richie, posted my Patreon. Absolutely. Only 6 more Fridays till Christmas. That's crazy talk, John. Crazy talk. Independent Joe. Did not have a wrench. All right. I'll add your wrench there, Joe. Sorry about that. You can't post stuff, I guess. All right. I'm going to close this down. Appreciate everybody. I'm moving stuff around this month or this time, so I feel like I haven't been looking at the camera so much. I've been looking off to the side. Let me know what your problems, your issues, what you felt you liked, what you didn't like. But I appreciate everybody. See you next month. Watch out for my reviews before then, and we'll see you then. Cheers.